Hello and welcome back to episode 1, the character customization, which was episode 0 I just finished up, and we're now watching the intro sequence to Warhammer 40k Rogue Traitor. I have seen perhaps the first 4 dialogue choices after this cutscene is finished, but that is about my extent of my knowledge in this game, so this is a pretty blind run.
An excellent
Oh,
place
voice
for
acting.
contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Truly an awe-inspiring sight. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable pretense, it is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? Okay. Let's go with... Let's see, have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Kunrad, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valancius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
So a rogue trader is someone that is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions. The exploiting thing seems like we are colonists and traders, perhaps? Or colonizers, even. My name is Falcon, the Venerable Archdeacon Falcon. I have no intention of introducing myself. Yes, let's be a little bit boisterous here.
My regards, Your Reverence.
Yes,
As far as
I'm
I'm
a priest.
aware, you were in charge of resource distribution for the Adeptus Ministorum. A rather fortunate coincidence, considering where fate has brought you in the end.
Alright, so that's the religious, basically the church, I assume, that promotes the worship of the Emperor of Mankind.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
I feel like I don't need to ask him what a Master of Whispers is. It feels like a Game of Thrones similar title, where they are like your spy master. And we've just been introduced that we are on the Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius' ship, which is the ship's dynasty name thingy, which we read about in the character part. Let's ask him this. Is there another candidate?
There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
He shrugs slightly. Let's ask him about... I don't think I need any of these other dialogues, but I will explore them.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Right. You have a curious title.
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies.
Yep, he's the spy master.
The interests of House von
I assume you had a goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us
among
address
Lady
it.
Theodora's retinue. But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Alright.
The Lord's captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valancius have been posted
Ethelthrad.
on the observation
And they're related, or
Let
at
us
least
hope
in the
that
same
they
family as the Theodora person. Alright, we have a pistol and a stop revolver movement. Move your character. That's similar to Pathfinder. And I can select my character with the Control A.
The divine watches over us.
And I can either press left click or right click, as I can in Pathfinder. I can rotate the camera with Q and E. And I is inventory, and I only have this little pesky revolver. I have 22 hit points. And my two abilities here, Run and Gun and Warhammer. Alright, let's move on. I don't know how well I should be in exploration. Show the data on the vid screen. Sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled.
Know your duty.
Oh no. Wait, can I not move? I can. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits. In the name of the Omnitia, refrain from any further profane acts. Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen above the cogitators. Potatoes. Right. And tab highlights people and things I can interact with. A massive contents table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a void ship.
We shall
Okay.
reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Yeah, I can see that everything else is metal, so if you have wood, I assume you're rich, maybe. Formation, cargo management, Corpus Valancius. This is your encyclopedia, it would seem. Map, okay. Upper decks and stuff, journal. Follow Kunrad, yep, okay. This is my character stuff, which I can get with C, as I thought. Dogmatic, heretical, iconoclast. Belief in the value of a human life and freedom, faith in the power of goodwill, and capable of overcoming the horrors and dangers of what boo. So that's your faithful thing. And this is your lawful thingy. And this is your chaotic thingy. I think that's very oversimplified, but I think I'm not that far off, perhaps. When one of the convictions become the main scope, when that happens, the other two convictions branches cannot be raised above rank 2. Okay, so you can have all three of these at rank 2, but if one of them goes up to the 3rd level, you are now stuck in that thingamabob. And all of these have different things. And I guess these are reputations of different factions. Profit factor. Profit factor has not been changed yet. Info. Profit factor is a representation of the relative value of rogue trader's warrant of trade and what opportunities and resources it can call upon. I'm sure we will be introduced to that at some point. The fact that some of these values are lower than others means that they are probably harder to get reputation points with. All right, let's move on.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
That's where Kunrad is. Let's move over here and interact with this. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. So that book right there is the 2348th volume. And it's a copy. And F5 is a quick save, and it does autosaves and stuff. Let's follow Kunrad.
One of the von Valancius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Your Combat Tutorial 101.
May the blessings of the
You
divine
have been
grant
ambushed.
us
The battle
courage
begins. To
and
survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize yourself with the combat system. Click the button on the top of the screen to start the battle. Don't show. Oh, wait, no. Complete. And then start the. Can I? Can I? I guess I'm stuck there at the back. He takes a shot. And one of them is dead. Two of them is dead. Right. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and double-click left mouse button on it to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move in their turn. One movement point corresponds to one cell in the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to the maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, their action can no longer be cancelled. Right, alright. What is my chance to shoot? Only 50%. Can I move close? What is... So I have my movement points and my action points. No? Maybe? Can I... Grants momentum equal to 8. This ability also grants an additional 4 momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius. So to do that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to go here, which will cost our more movement points. That is either in a 5-cell that he or was hit by the devotee in this turn. So I can move actually here. And then use action point. To make attacks and use abilities in combat, a character must spend action points. A total is displayed on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Every attack or ability has a certain AP cost associated with it. The number of squares next to the icons of attack, action, and other abilities indicates their AP cost. At the start of each turn, their AP are restored. Yep. To attack, first click yep. The amount of damage you deal is... The effectiveness of the shot depends on the distance between the character and the enemy. When you get targeted an enemy with a single shot, you see 2 areas denoting the weapon's effective and maximum firing ranges. Certain abilities in the game are considered attack actions and can only be used once per turn unless affected by specific talents or other abilities a character might have. If a character performs an attack action, they will not be able to attack again and will lose their remaining movement points until the end of the next turn. If a character moves the attack action... Okay. Surely I should wait with this, no? Okay, let's shoot once. Let's click 1 for shoot. Please hit the 85. Good. Can I shoot or run and gun? And then use this. And then shoot. Okay, good. When you're ready to end your turn, press space or click the end turn button on the bottom right of your screen. Got it. Righty-ho, that's that one. Space, or end turn or space. I'm a bit on the front lines, but I've dealt a little bit of damage. And 0, nice. Miss, nice. Is it gonna go after me? No. He might. Okay, never mind. Analyze enemies, so that's the exploit mechanic. Can I right click him? I can right click him to inspect. So he's got an injury and frenzy, which is an additional attack. The exploit is the 5 times perception bonus plus 10%. So I should do more damage now. Let's move a bit back behind this dude. Actually, can I move and then take a shot, or can I take a shot and move? That's a good question. No, I can't shoot and then move, so I have to go a little bit back at the cost of my accuracy. Let's go here and have a shot of 75%. We do 5 damage. And let's end our turn. This guy is probably gonna die. Yes, indeed. Never stop shooting. That's the chance to shoot twice in a turn. Okay, let's shoot.
And so shall it be done.
And then run and gun. And then shoot again.
I will not meet it.
I missed. That is not good. We might take a little bit of a damage here. Miss, 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 miss. Okay, you're going for Kunrad. He dodged. Analyze enemies. Joint analysis. And he kills. Okay.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Right, so the Vox or the Vox caster seems like a walkie-talkie of some sort. Or radio. Destroy the out-of-control servitor. Our next objective is talking to Theodora.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Right, let's end the dialogue. Can I loot? Can I loot? The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was the short circuit of the motive force. I guess you can't loot random garbage. Or maybe not this random garbage. Otherwise, I assume it would pop up, no? Tarantula Sentry Gun, constructed with a blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus, using a standard template construct in the manufacture rooms of Giava Gamma, or Kiava Gamma. Lehman Rust Battle Tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortes Cotton. Right, I am gonna keep moving a bit more forwards at a faster pace. Let's see. Alright, there's a little thingy down there. There's things over there. Oh, there's a dude I can talk to, maybe. Nope. Can I... Oh, he's teleporting. Can I move down here? If I see you raise your head again, I'll... Yep, okay, the servants.
The divine watches over us.
Righty-ho. And onwards we go. Oh, cutscene. That must be Theodora, no?
That is
Yep.
simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Let's see if we can survey the room. Your first impression of Ethelred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of a parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. That sounds unpleasant. In stark contrast to Ethelred, Theodora von Valancius' features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Ethelred. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a great-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. A data slate is an electronic digital storage device similar to a tablet computer. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
Steve.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6.
Oh, I succeeded some
A
skill
little
checks.
world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Alright, so we succeeded a law Xenos check, which is, I suppose, for aliens. We also have a tooltip. Passive skill tests. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. Gotcha. So we succeeded the law Xenos, which is, I guess, aliens. The skill check was 30, yes, and our difficulty modifier is plus 80. So I had to roll more than an 11, is that right? Maybe? Right. Oh, so this thing here is what I had to roll. And I rolled a 91, and I assume that black bar is at 80. So I succeeded because I rolled a 91. I can report or I can respond with either of these skill checks. Though spirit could well be the native's name for dangerous aliens, I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in xeno worship. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us a new answer. Psychers are the mages, no? And from what I know of the lore in Warhammer, there is not a whole lot of those guys. So sending several psychers there might be a abrupt decision that is not well thought out. Our other alternatives are the natives of Iron 6 are lost souls in need of a shepherd's crook or a whip. I am a priest of the blah blah blah. I know how to instill reverence for the emperor. There are many ways. So this is a very, very interesting way to answer that question. Rule through the iron fist of the church. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what that means, I would have to use the riches of Iron 6 would be mine. Iron 6 must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I'm gonna go with the that there could be aliens and that I would like to verify if they worship these aliens.
After ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Fair point.
Apart from Xenos, An untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
Who the fuck do you think you are? I hope you die. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do. Okay, that's the go-to right now anyway. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? That's the kiss-ass question, or answer. I found your tone most disagreeable, Ethelred. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. That seems like a bit of a pompous threat. Shut your mouth, Ethelred, before I decide. I think I'll give this answer, just to
Insolent, ignorant upstart.
piss him off
How
a bit.
dare you?
Yes.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound
What
effect
a
on me that I well forgot the time.
kiss-ass answer there. Ethelred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Well, off you go then, you little twat.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me? The questions that I wish to have answered, I do not know yet. I hope you will clarify. Let's go with that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris.
That's one hell of a
I
name.
am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The Warrant of Trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
So from what I understand thus far, a rogue trader is kind of an explorer, which is literally states right there, but also perhaps a administrator of new potential areas of exploitation, i.e. colonies or whatever. But they also, if the trader part is a apt description, perhaps might deal in trade as well.
It is mine along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
So that sentence right there is mine by right is very interesting, as it seems the indoctrination of colonization is deeply ingrained in a rogue trader, at least in the Theodora here. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. It's all too sudden for me. One off. Does this mean that we already know that there's one other dude, which is probably Ethelred. Let's say we are ready.
Oh, yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand,
Well, you do have a point. I literally just spawned on the deck with Kunrad, but I'm sure there's gonna be something that'll allow us to distinguish ourselves. I mean, we killed a dude. Actually, we didn't even kill him. Kunrad killed a dude that had a malfunction, so does that count?
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking,
So
can
it
be
seems like
considered my
he's
owner. That door, however, is closed
a
to him.
bit either
Voigtvir's
ambitious
performance in his
or
current role is satisfactory.
perhaps a bit
Or at least
traitorous. We should
appears.
keep that in mind. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
So a navigator is a mutant that has specific genes that allow them to safely guide a warp-capable void ship throughout the warp. I don't know how that functions yet, but I'm sure we'll learn more. And the warp itself is space, I suppose. Yes. Navigator, translation, what are these things that you speak of? An incident took place. Sure, we can say that some
Is that so?
these Servitudes
Perhaps the
went
technomans
rogue.
were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the
Abelard.
Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
I feel targeted.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
And the cogitators are any type of computer, it seems. Where is your ship headed?
The Rycad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Koronus Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
And this Koronus Expanse is supposedly what we are going to spend our time investigating and exploring throughout this game, judging by its poorly explored status.
Owlcat on the demand a very specific reason to apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb.
Aye, aye,
It will
Captain.
take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Okay, we can ask a bit more about that.
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars.
I mean, there was that navigator, but other than that,
Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks, sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy, That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself a worthy heir.
You can start by not asking questions of this sort.
I thought as
I
much.
have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to
Right.
prove yourself arises.
I have
So
no
when you
more
will be granted that
questions.
opportunity? Only the god. In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Theodorus Vox Awakens, once more the Vox being the little walkie-talkie we talked about. This time you'll pick up shouting, the Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Vox cast, then nods and draws a weapon. Shit is going down. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's a lot of boys. A lot of dudes. I guess it's the extended combat tutorial.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
You have been ambushed, the battle begins. Initiative, all combatants act in turns and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is to play. Yep. So Theodora is going first. I think I'm pretty satisfied with this positioning. And I don't think I can move anyway, because I think these green squares are for myself, and the yellow ones are for any allies, perhaps. And we are quite flanked by a lot of dudes, but we have Theodora and Abelard, and this Mort dude, so we should be fine. What does this kill them? 50 ballistic skill until the end of combat. That seems pretty good. He's gonna do a little cleave and take 2 out. And then almost kill another dude. Mort is gonna kill 3 dudes with that. Abelard's gonna get an attack of opportunity and kill that dude. Yeah, so this is ooh, we dodged. Nice. Cover. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that is behind marked shield or everyone's getting close to them. The character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. Yeah, so that's kind of like XCOM or any other cover-based games. The character will not receive a bonus. A positive modifier applied to a skill or a charisma. A bonus can be provided by different. If attacked from a side, not protect. Right, of course. So if I move here, like so. So I'm not protected from this flank, but I should perhaps be somewhat protected from this one up here. Let's take a pot shot at this dude. Good. And let's throw in a Warhammer as well. Though I don't think that was the right decision to do. I could, in theory, run and gun. And then go, say, here. Yep, up there, please. And then take a pot shot at this dude and hopefully we kill him. And we do. Lovely. That way we're slightly more oriented for this side of the combat. Let's click space. He's gonna miss Abelard. And he's gonna dodge. That guy is a brawler. Oh no, 4 damage. He dodges Theodora's big old plasma thing. That's impressive. And Mort is gonna do a lot of damage to one dude. I don't think I have... Yeah, no, I have to get closer. I could, in theory, go over here, though there's not much. He's a cutthroat, so I think he's a... Okay, this is a 32% chance. Yeah, that was not gonna happen. I was too far away. 14 damage, and this should wrap up the combat. And there we are.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Language.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
I just realized I paused my recording, but we have just moved a bit forward, and we're talking to Mort and Kunrad, and Kunrad just showed up after a little cutscene of these guys killing some heretics over to the left of the screen up here.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
So Mort is an arch-militant. Don't know what that is yet. Assume it's a high-ranking dude, since he has 230 HP or something along those lines.
The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineering regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
A mutiny? There's gonna be a lot of those that can attempt a mutiny. Mutiny against the Emperor Anointed, executed traitors, every last one of them. We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. If this is a severe case, then the situation is dire. Let's go with the more Emperor-oriented answer here.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Yes, Ethelfrad.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Transitional Deck 18, eh?
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
What about me?
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance. And if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed arch-militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers.
The more emphasis they put on Ethelfrad here, and him being a potential liability with this warp thing that's going on right now, the more likely something's bad gonna happen soon to him. Our next objective is to discover the whereabouts of the dude.
In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
Let's just answer the professional answer here. I hear and obey.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Alrighty. Let's check the map briefly to see if I've missed anything once I gain access again to my character. Maybe not.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I guess I shall make do.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that...
Something hit you hard with a sharp crackle, and you're consumed by an unbearable gut-wrenching pain. After he just rummages in his pocket for something. Oh, Kunrad, you dirty dog. Excuse me? What's happening? Where am I? I promised you a special destiny. It is time to fulfill it. Yep, I knew it. He's betrayed us. As one would expect. Press any key. And here we are then. Don't kick me! What the fuck?
Careful, careful. Be
Wait, what?
gentle with our guest. He has an
It
important
failed?
mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant chamber.
Oh no.
For that, I need him breathing.
Oh, have I already fucked up?
Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of
You
this?
must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just
I don't like this.
We are in the anteroom of the Warrant chamber. This void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this
I
by
don't think I
myself.
should answer this, but I'm very tempted to do so.
You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Wait, what? We can take the warrant from Theodora together? No, that is perhaps for another playthrough. Let's ask him why he's doing this.
Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making.
Masters,
for a very
eh?
long
There's
time.
more of them.
All that remains is to obtain what my masters sent me for.
Let's remain loyal to Theodora and say we have no intention of helping her, even though this might be bad.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
Oh, no. Oh, yep, he's probably affecting us. Fight the voice in your head, get out, I am not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence. You were wounded by the corrupted weapon which led to a warp entity invading your mind. Great. Oh dear. Forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step toward the gates looming in the center of the chamber. I am wounded by a mysterious thingamabob. Is this supposed to happen? Tech use 95%. I have a 95% chance to examine this device, so I might as well try it. In the gateway arch you see a computer with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso switches slightly. This is a servitor. Mindless cybernetic drones created from a fusion of human flesh and robotic technology, used to carry out simple manual tasks. An obedient automation created by a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with a... Let's try this 95%. We succeed and gain 20 experience. We rolled a 92, so we So, 3 more and we would have failed, which is very nice. You carefully inspect the design of the gate computer. What immediately catches your eye is that a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. And archaeotech is an incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. Let's continue. The servitor on the gate begins to move, with the gate screeching and groaning of metal. It leans closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp, metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper, decision consequences, you are wounded, no, runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Kunrad wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, the source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. I feel like I've already made a mistake. Let's examine the sentinel. Noticeable difference from bibbidi bobbidi boo. Right. Look for anything. Should I? I mean, well, I'm at a computer. I only have candles, surely. For science! You look around in the hope of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. You search in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel of a protruding piece of rebar inside. Can we look back?
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Alright, I guess I only have one choice. Let's place our hand into the sentinel's maw. The sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the computer flickers. Several long minutes pass, the sentinel's jaws remain unclosed, and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes, and pretend none of this has ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel, the computer? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Let's say that we do require assistance? Oh no. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity, yes, coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm. Okay, that's good. That's better.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh. Oh no. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. They get burnt and shot up to pieces. And he boogers off. And the vault opens. I guess I can't go that way, so I might as well go into the chamber. There's not really anything else on the walls, so let's interact with this. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the Warrant of Trade and bestow upon them the dynasty, the great mission. To be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the hot roads of thorns through pain, and I didn't read the last part. Phew.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
Vox Skull. The server skull's creaking gradually turns into comprehensible words. What madness is happening here? Who addresses me? I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora. I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless. I'm sure I can find weapons on the dead bodies, so let's go with I need to contact someone.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Let's continue. So we get a little talk here, and our goal is to head to the upper decks to regroup.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable.
Who are you?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house.
Do you have a weapon?
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo skull goes silent, it relays clicking, second after second passes, and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you. Lead me away from here.
Upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing a received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Let's end dialogue. And here we are. Our gun has been taken from us.
Know your duty.
And we have an old injury that wasn't healed in time. It can be healed with a medkit, but requires passing a medic skill test to succeed. Too many injuries result in traumas, right? So we can get no more than 2, otherwise we'll get a trauma, which we don't want. We'll want to seal the chamber. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Run, fools, or fall!
Oh, what a badass intro. Hell yeah. First companion recruited.
Master! Whatever are you doing in the Warrant Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
So the throne is... The Golden Throne of Terror is something that encases the physical remains of the God Emperor and preserves them using stasis fields and fusion reactors. Kunrad is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
What? He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the Warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Konrad openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny. Well, did he? I mean, he had masters, but if he was the mastermind behind it, I'm pretty sure that's... and we have a mutiny to end. Yes.
Indeed. That is easier said than done, of course. But seeing one of Lady Theodora's heirs alive inspires at least some degree of optimism.
Thank you.
You're in a
Oh,
bad way.
I got a
I can
rifle,
treat your wounds. I have a medication.
a chest plate, and a medikit.
For the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Treating injuries. While fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Or can lose some of their HP. Basically, wounds is HP, from what I've gathered. Your character has suffered an injury after being attacked by Kunrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wound within 1 round. The exact percentage of wounds a character must lose for this to happen may vary depending on the difficulty. When a character initially suffers an injury, it is considered fresh. That we already know that. And we can remove it with a medikit. Medikits can only be used by characters who have the field medic feature, base skill, Medicare, or have taken the Medicare skill advancement at least once. Whenever a character uses a medikit in battle, a medikit skill test determines the number of wounds that will be restored as a result. Abelard can heal your character's injury. Click left mouse button on Abelard's portrait. Click the main medikit on the... Yep, alright. The medikit is here. And let's see if we can remove that then, shall we? And we did. Formation. He's ahead. So let's have it be like this. Alright, and we got some weapons, so we should equip those. We get 20% armor, dodge penalty. If the character wearing this armor will dodge 27% of the average enemy attacks in this chapter. Wait, what? In this chapter? This armor reduces the incoming damage of average enemy attacks in this chapter by minus 15%. That is interesting. And then we have a medikit. Let's sort in type ascending. And Abelard joins us as well. It has 20% and this has 35. Good. I want him to be the most armored guy. I should have a medikit on. Oh, no, never mind. I suppose we will move that down there.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
Yes.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Great.
But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the war and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What? How did you find
You
me?
sent me a vox message. Specifically, a voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive.
How did
You
we
mean to
do
say
that?
You did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent the message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
So we have a little pet that no one can
The
see.
Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
So there's a faction, perhaps called the Adeptus Mechanicus, and they revere technology as the object of their devotion. Alrighty. Well, I don't know. Yep. What can we expect to find in the Navigate? Probably a little shit ton of chaos, no? Very well. Lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
Yes.
Loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home! Fight! Destroy those who have dared!
Well,
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you
onward!
shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
I like Abelard. Oh dear, we have combat on our hands.
My soul is ablaze with righteous fury.
Tactical phase. Combat begins with the tactical phase, during which characters cannot attack or take other actions but may try to take up advantageous positions. Select a character by clicking left mouse button. Yep, so we can move around. And during the tactical phase, each character in the party may move up to their maximum movement point, but cannot position themselves adjacent to an enemy. Press space to enter or start the battle. Alright. And I could move him? Question mark? Say, if I move here? Oh, I can. Cool. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Let's have Abelard focus on these guys on the right. And I will be here, I suppose. I want to be inside 5 spaces of them. So this guy's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So around 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I can move one up. Let's start the battle. Abelard's abilities. Your new companion is a warrior. Abelard specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attack. Charge is a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack action. Use charge to close the distance between you and the Note that charge can only be used if the character is 2 or more cells away. Well, that's a problem. This character is using the melee weapon. Melee weapons can use to make area attacks. All creatures will... Yeah, so he's got a cleave. So this is a charge. And this is braced for impact. For 1 round, the Navy officer and the allies in a 3-cell radius gains deflection for each arbor. Okay, so I should have moved Falcon up closer then. But this will require 2 of those guys. I think, can I charge? Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Target is too close, I think that says. Let's, cleave is like that. So can I move? Here?
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
And... oh. Attacks of opportunity. Characters with melee weapon can make attacks of opportunity. All characters with melee weapons, including members of the party, can make attacks of opportunity. Right. Cutthroat, cutthroat. Can I cleave these guys? No, I need to be closer. Shit. And then cleave. Like so. Please kill them both. Oh shit. One of them survived. I should theoretically save this for if my dude comes closer, but if I charge this guy, I'm pretty sure... Okay, I'm 98% sure I might take attacks of opportunity from this now. Well, for science. Oh, it doesn't. Cool. Great. That is amazing. Let's end his turn. The combat ability, defender archetype. For the abilities used, you'll get an estimated outcome while hovering over. Yep. Alright, we got a burst. And 40 shots. And run and gun and stuff. So if I use burst like so, I can see I have a 24% chance to hit. If I move up a bit, I can shoot like so. Killed one of them and I missed the other dude completely. Let's use this. Let's use run and gun so I can get another shot. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Let's go with a single shot on this closer guy, I guess. I have terrible ballistics, it seems. Okay, I do kill that guy, that's great. I think that's the best I can do. Abelard is probably gonna be in slight trouble. Miss! Miss! Nice. Parry. Nice. Okay. So far so good. Youch. Okay, I take 2 damage on Abelard, that's fine. Let's cleave these 2 scrubs. Friend fire, be careful, companions can get hurt by your burst attacks or area attacks. Yep, that makes sense. And let's charge this other fella. Blammo! Okay, I did take 2 damage. I'll consider that as a win. Can I loot these guys? I can. There's a bunch of swords. Does he... Can I see his equipment? He has a 7 to 9 chain sword. Chain weapons deals 25 crit damage. Most warriors prefer swords for their 10 parry. Minus 10 to enemy weapon. Okay, so they are way better. Gotcha. But I will loot these things anyway, no? Is there encumbrance limit? I don't see any encumbrance, and I did level up. Let's throw in a proper save, like so, and then throw in a quick save, and then we can now do our level ups. And once I've done the level ups, I think that suffices as adequate things for the first episode. I know it's a bit, we didn't complete a lot of things, but there was a lot of dialogue, and I have been recording for an hour and 10 minutes. Alright. 1 rank available, and we have to go soldier. Awareness and demolition is highlighted as good. Awareness will give me more chances to discover things, and demolition will give me the chances to deactivate it. It also allows the use of the explosive and to blast containers open or break through closed doors and block passages. I think... I mean, if I go this way, I will have... Okay, Abelard has 40 of it though. But this won't net me more. I think I'll go the demolition route. As for Abelard, athletics is for my ability to traverse difficult terrain. Carouse is for negative effects, which both of them are good, surely. I think I will go athletics with Abelard. Actually, scratch that. We will go a little bit longer. Is there anything back here somewhere, perhaps? Oh wait, yeah, we do have a little friend with us. Is there anything over here? Any loot? Any loots? Any loots? No loots? No loots. Alrighty, let's head forwards to the Aviator's or Navigator's Sanctum. Right, yeah. Click that button and we are off to another cutscene. Is this another companion?
I hear it here on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head.
What a tuck and roll.
Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Drunken laughter, eh?
Man, the voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
She's an interesting character.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and divine.
Oh, she's mage. Probably. I don't know what the psyker is completely. I think it's a mage.
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Continue. The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A divine are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, Too many voices. Too loud. And you are Von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officers' deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officers' deck at once and prepare to launch a counter-attack.
That's Ethelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Ethelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
I mean, I feel like the how do you know who I am is because she's a psyker. She can just look into me or just recognize that I am the son through her abilities. So we'll ask what she's doing here.
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said,
Oh,
without a
rip.
doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the...
We must save the navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling?
She's
on
high
your
on the
skin?
warp
The
dra-
ice watching
the
you?
warp drugs.
The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
I think I will end after I recruit Idira. I assume she's a companion.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Aye, aye. And yes, indeed, she joined us. Let's just have a little mess around with the formations, like so. I think it's good. And we will quickly have a little character get to know. She has a strike with her little psychic staff, and also a lightning arc. Can chains up to 4 targets within a 3-cell radius, dealing psychic staff power level, plus psi rating, plus psychic willpower bonus damage to each. And this takes both movement, actions, and something called a veil. Psychic Shriek deals from 7 to 16 damage to a target, and that takes all of it as well. What is Veil? Minor psychic power will Veil degradation increase by a +1. Okay. And this is for warning. The Psyker increases the target's dodge and parry by 10% until the end of combat, and it costs a Veil. Analyze enemies. The operatives... Oh, so she's an operative. Targets, and so we can benefit from exploits now. She has high perception and willpower, as do we, so we kind of share roles, maybe. And she has a psi rating of 1. Each level of psi rating gives the psyker access to new psychic powers. It also intensifies the damaging psychic powers. And she has high awareness and low warp. and somewhat high demolition. And we are focused on low Imperium demolition and on carouse and awareness. I'm just checking to see if the characters wearing this armor will dodge 45% average until the end of this chapter. This attack reduces the incoming damage of any. Let's go to character screen, perhaps. Yes. She is. Yeah, she's heretical. 2. When one of the conviction branches reaches rank 3, it becomes the character's main focus. When that happens, you have devotion to the corruption and taint of the warp through total submission to the basest and darkest impulses of the soul, or constant worship of ancient gods of the immaterium. And I don't know if this is a unique thing for her, or if it benefits us all. The Rogue Trader and the allies gain 20% chance to save a combat stimulant. I suppose it's for all of us then. Or medikit after using it. And this other ability here is for the first round of combat, everyone in the Rogue Trader's party gains a plus or 25 chance to regain 1 action point after killing an enemy. However, triggering this effect immediately manifests psychic phenomena, which is each time a Psyker uses their psychic powers, the Veil psychic powers are special abilities only available to Psykers. They allow Psykers to reach into the warp and use it in various ways, just like normal abilities. They are used in combat, can be taken when leveling up, and some of them can be considered attacks. The main difference from normal abilities is that they can only be taken by a Psyker and separated into unique disciplines, and using them will degrade the Veil. We are going on one hell of an adventure here. When Psykers reach deeper into the warp, power their abilities, there is always a chance of the Imperium bleeding into our reality, unleashing its destructive influence. Use of psychic powers in battle by both allies and foes tear the veil between the materium and the immaterium, between reality and the nightmarish realms beyond. While the veil holds, using psychic power presents little danger and their use merely triggers psychic phenomena, but using veil degradation reach 15, the chance to cause psychic phenomena doubles, and the perils of the warp may occur anytime a major psychic power is used. The chance for it to occur is equal to 10 plus Siren. There is so much to read and to understand. So basically, upon hitting 15 of that psychic degradation, I assume something bad is going to happen, or there's a chance of something bad happening. This psychic thing will increase by 1, depending on how much psychic things is happening. Abelard is 15 dogmatic, so he has Grim Determination, which is a plus 10% chance to survive with 1 wound instead of falling unconscious, so he has a chance to survive on 1 HP. And he also have Iconoclast, which is the Rogue Trader and 2 random allies start combat with temporary wounds equal to their own resolve. And resolve is where? Am I blind? It might be a case of acute blindness. Where is the resolve? Oh, right, that's the special ability thingamabob. And the second rank of Iconoclast gives him Master of Command. In the first round of every combat, the Rogue Trader and their allies gain plus 2 plus Rogue Trader's Iconoclast rank additional movement point. So, again, I don't know if this works for only these guys, or if they work as a team effort, if that makes sense. Our next goal in episode 2 is going to be protecting the Navigator, and Idera, a Psyche and Theodora von Valancius' service speaks of ill omens related to the Navigator's fate. the warp guide must be protected at all cost. And rumors, I suppose, are different contract or different quests. I think that pretty much suffices as progress for the first episode. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.